So we're checking to make sure everything's working correctly. As usual, never know around here, especially out here in the bunker. Hopefully it's all working good. Let me pull it up on my phone to make sure. I tried just using the YouTube Studio, but I was having issues. Anthony Electric, good to see you, buddy. So it is working apparently. Uh, Double check here. Check and make sure I don't have any buffering. Okay. All right, guys. So it's working. All right. Thank you, Anthony. Fallout Shelter, what's going on, bud? I still want to get you in on one of our Friday lives, their Fallout. So definitely hit me up. Let me know when you can. You're the first one reporting on it that I'm sub to. She knew too much. Yeah, I double checked my own feeds on this, guys, and I didn't see nothing about this. But let me go ahead and pull it up for y'all right fast. I saved it. I do apologize for being late on this. I did have physical therapy today, and it just takes a lot out of me. You just want to get home, I have to rest up a little bit. All right, so I'm going to go and pull from Al Jazeera because this is 6 hours ago when this was last uploaded. So it's the newest bit of information I could find out. Remember, I am trying to use code message that I have learned from watching Marfugal TV because it is censored. Um, so we'll go ahead and put Rylan says it seized a new vessel for diesel smuggling. All right, they are admitting to it. Rylan Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has reportedly seized a vessel near the Strait of Hormuz for allegedly smuggling diesel fuel to the United Arab Emirates (EAU). State television broadcast footage on Monday from the deck of a trawler-sized ship with open hatches showing tanks full of what appeared to be fuel. News reports say 250,000 liters, which is equivalent to 66,000 gallons, of diesel was on board. According to the Rylanian military officials, Brigadier General Ali Osmei, I probably messed that up, guys. All 11 crew members were arrested. He didn't provide any details regarding where the ship was from or the nationality of those in custody. It was the second such seizure this month. After a boat suspected of smuggling fuel was detained, its 12 Filipino crew members arrested in the Strait of Hormuz on September 7th. And now this one here was last night, I think it was, or first thing this morning when this happened. Um, when they shut down the Strait of Hormuz, we will have gas runs soon. She knew too much. Yeah, yeah. I don't, and it ain't gonna take much to do that either. We have a conflict over there. It's gonna be hard getting crude oil through there, let alone diesel and all that other stuff. Okay, so Rylan, which has some of the world's cheapest fuel prices because of heavy subsidies and fall of its currency, has been fighting rampant smuggling to neighboring countries. The latest seizure coincided with raised regional tensions following a weekend attack on a major oil installation in SA. Let's put it that way. Saudi, you know where. All right. Now they just had, it was back in July, they seized a British oil tanker near the Strait of Hormuz or Hormuz, however you want to pronounce that. So they're not giving up on this. All right, now they say this comes right on the heel of, I believe it was Saturday, is when the attack on the oil facility there in Saudi Arabia. Something I do find very interesting. Lois Young. Well, this is the next report. Actually, you asked who bombed the Saudis this weekend. All right, now I'm getting mixed messages, but one of the latest ones I've gotten, this comes from ABC News. The last one was from Al Jazeera. Iran fired, I said the word, cruise missiles in attack on Saudi oil facility, senior officials say. Iran launched nearly a dozen cruise missiles and over 20 drones from its territory in the attack on a key Saudi oil facility Saturday, a senior T-Man administration official told ABC News Sunday. You see how we're getting mixed information on this, guys? No one really knows exactly what is going on. First, they said it was just 2 drone attacks. Then they said there's 2 kamikaze drone attacks. Now, this report is saying that it was a dozen cruise missiles and over 20 drones, and they were launched from Iran. Or I should say it was orchestrated by Iran. It is an extraordinary change to make that Iran used missiles and drones to attack its neighbor and rival Saudi Arabia as the region teeters on the edge of high tensions. Now, this report on ABC News talks about where President T-Man warns that the U.S. is locked and loaded. Everyone beating on the war drums. What I'm having a hard time understanding is why can't we get reliable intel from this area? All right, we get 8 different stories on what exactly happened. South Florida, hey, how's it going? I just now saw you. Sorry, guys, I'll get back to the chat here. I was reading off those reports. Don, good to see you, buddy. Let me pull up my thing here. I try to use my YouTube Studio app to go live, but I couldn't get reception for some reason using that when I was out here. So I had to go back with the StreamYard. I'm sorry. All right, yeah, I got y'all back up here on chat. Let's see here. Okay, so everything's working now. Kind of. Sorry, guys. I'm having technical issues with technology, and which is no surprise. I know. Fallout. I'm gonna holler at you when I get home today. Okay, Fallout. I'll be expecting that. You could either hit me up. I think I gave you my number. Or to email me or hit me up on Discord, bud. All right. So what do we got here? All right. So that's what gets me, guys. I mean, they just hit us. They didn't hit us. They just seized another tanker. All right, and I got a blurb on it. It was about 10 hours ago when I saw it, but I haven't seen much reporting on it. I don't understand why they released some of the information, then nothing. Now they're sitting there saying that it was cruise missiles and over 20 drones that hit that refinery. When first reported it was just 2 drones, and then it went to 2 kamikaze drones. Is that information correct? Is that just the information that was released from the administration to have more of a presence over there and give more justifications to going over there? Anthony Electric. Well, I thought I could do a video on part and thought it was coming next Monday, so I had to make a video today and upload it tomorrow or today. Yeah, the YouTube is a pain in the butt sometimes. Mark Sketch, the Iranians are doing it for propaganda. Remember, the Russians have a major pipeline. Yes, and that is one of the main concerns I have about us going over there as far as our country. If we go rolling up in there, you've got all those interests from other countries that are allied to Ryland, and it could spill out to be a much larger conflict. Not trying to do the doom and gloom, fear porn, scream and holler thing. I'm just trying to talk normal sense and looking at the situation there. If we go rolling in to jump them, their allies will retaliate. They've already said they would. And the way things are going on in the world today, it looks like they would be more than willing to. DMAC Outdoors. Yeah, you're a little late, buddy. Yeah, that's what we just covered. That actually, I've read that report off Al Jazeera just a minute ago. Pull this back up here. All right, Don, I just made you a moderator, man. We don't have any moderators in here today. The reason I was going to use the YouTube Studio app was because I figured that the notifications would go out easier. It seemed like every time I use this StreamYard, most of the people contact me the day later and said they never even received the notification. So I think that might have something to do with it. Modern Refuge, how's it going? Saw oil prices jump up today. Is this why? Actually, I believe the oil price jump was due to the refinery there in Saudi Arabia. Let me pull up exactly what time the tanker got nailed or got seized. Give me 1 second, guys. Like I said, this was off Al Jazeera and it was updated 6 hours ago. And as far as the date that they seized this, I wanted to say it was Sunday night, our time. But I believe the oil jump is because of the Saudi Arabia refinery. Just what got that. She knew too much. Just check Twitter. 2 tweets, barely saying anything. Yeah, guys, I don't know why they're not covering this stuff. I mean, this for some reason, I guess, but it's beyond me on that one. But yeah, like I said, when I went to my list of channels that I usually watch, in case, like I said, sometimes I'm just not around to check the news. I mean, it's when I go to physical therapy, it's a 3.5 to almost 4 hour event from travel, therapy, and back. So yeah, by the time I get back, a lot of things can happen. Oh, JT, good to see you. I'm gonna try to catch this. Simple Prepper Lady in was watching Prepper Nurse 1 earlier. So okay, so he was discussing this Simple Prepper Lady about the tankers. Gas went down 2 cents in my area since yesterday. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be seeing as far as our gasoline here in the States, at least for a couple weeks before we start seeing a price jump on anything. And from reports I was reading, the first ones that's going to be noticing that is going to be California before the rest of us start seeing a price increase as far as gasoline. No one knows how much. It could only be a couple bucks. You know, it might only be 20 cents. Don, no jump gas. Oh, no jump in gas yet here in Tampa. Yeah, we haven't had a gas jump up here in um, Apopka yet. 22 cents hike here overnight. Central Bank, you are South Carolina, Georgia. JT filled up today. Yeah, we filled up too. I mean, we keep fuel here. Basically, we just take from our stocks, put in the car, fill those back up, put them back. That way we have some extra. I mean, I don't think it's going to be like a gas jumped to 40 cents in Apopka today. Susan Rhodes. Well, I missed that store. The way I went to go to therapy, then we went to go fill up our fuel. It was about the same. But that doesn't mean every station it's not jumping up. That's a 40-cent jump in Ohio. Yeah, so like I said, guys, the reports I was getting was that we probably wouldn't see fuel prices go up for like a week to 2 weeks. But I mean, if you are reporting that you're already seeing it in your areas, that just goes to show that it is going up. Disable their ability to tune 5 million of those 9. Yeah, it knocked it down half. Save yourself. Yeah, definitely knocked out their production line by half on that. Gas station will be taking advantage of the situation. Bill B, yes, of course they will. Unless they put in some type of safeguard about price gouging. But if this, supply and demand, if the demand is higher than the supply, we can definitely see the prices go up. So nice to meet you. Gas prices unchanged in mid-Missouri. Uh, 229 half hour ago stations. Okay, so we missed that then. Okay, Susan Rhodes, thank you for that information. Yeah, we filled up when I got done with therapy and stuff today. So, yeah, it looks like we beat that then. 20-cent jump there, silver bucket. Yeah, so guys, it's possible that we might be seeing it quicker than what they said. Now, hopefully it does not go up a couple bucks, because you know what? This sucked when it was that expensive. Bill B, safeguard is already there. They're not supposed to raise the prices until they get their supply of fuel. Definitely good to know. So I guess in that situation, Bill B, I guess there's some type of number that's floating around online to notify if you see price gouging, something like that. Gouging is illegal. Yeah, gouging is illegal. All right, guys. So again, for the people that have just came in, I just want to let everybody know that according to Al Jazeera, the last 6 hours ago, when they released the report, that Rylan says it seized a new vessel for diesel smuggling. The IRGC, the Islamic Republican Revolutionary Guard, has reportedly seized a vessel near the Strait of Hormuz for allegedly smuggling diesel fuel to the United Arab Emirates. Now, I have not got any new information as to who owns the ship, where the ship came out of. They don't even have that in this report. But they got some brass gonads there. I mean, they just keep on. And my concerns is that with the strike that now reads more in depth than what they first said, the U.S. may actually wind up getting involved in this. And if that happens, I don't see it as Desert Shield or Desert Storm. I see it as an all-around cluster. You know what? So yeah, according to the ABC report, Ryland fired cruise missiles up to a dozen and over 20 drones from its territory in the attack on the Saudi oil facility Saturday. Now, this is information that's coming from the our current administration here in the country. Try to watch that name because that always gets flagged. The T-Man administration is the one that released that information. Now, is that correct information? I don't know. I don't have any contacts in that area. All right, I do have some contacts, but nothing like that. I don't have anybody high up like that. I think it's very strange how they like to give a little bit of information, but then you'll have 7 to 8 other reports with completely different information, and then you're left holding your hand out trying to figure out which one is legit, or if any of them are legit. What's the real story behind it? Let me get back to the chat here, guys. I do apologize again. All right. Also, strikes and refinery came from inside Ryland. Yeah, that's what they're definitely saying. There's a central banker, up to 12 cruise missiles and up to 20 drones. When I first heard about it, they said it was just a drone attack. Then it was 2 kamikaze drones that could be flied in by radio control, and now it's up to 20 drones. So I don't know. Bill B is banning right side broadcasting networks from live feeds. I'm not surprised. There's always something going on. JT, Trump released some reserves to help. I did see him discussing that we had plenty of reserves there. Okay, we already read that. Missy Wheeler, good to see you. Okay, Lois Young. I worked for a business and ordered and wrote the checks for the deliveries. They are gouging. I doubt it's a station, more like somewhere up the delivery chain. The gas station get blamed. Now that is some very good information, and you might have a very good point there. Missy Wheeler, war's money maker and lower population. That phrase is actually true. As I talked about before, I was in the United States Air Force many years ago, back when Clinton was president. And I had a captain tell me during what they call basic training, because they don't call it boot camp in the Air Force, asked me what war was for. And of course, I'm trying to be all political and all that good stuff, talking about how we got to make things right, blah, yada, yada. He said, no, it's population control. That came from a captain. So, was he just talking out of his arse? Possible. Or did he have some more information? No. I was young. I didn't see it that way. They have to come up with a good reason for war. Yes, they do, Missy, and that's why I'm wondering about this report about the cruise missiles and the 20 drones, because if they're using weaponry like that, seasoned tankers, I do think that they are going to try to move in on this. Central banker, president says he don't want war, but sometimes you have to. And this is true. I mean, I know no citizen wants us going to war over oil. Sure, a lot of wars have been supposedly started over moral values and what's the other one there? I'm trying to phrase it correctly. Basically, stop genocide. But a lot of stuff that goes on, I look at it and I'm like, no, this all has to deal with someone trying to make their pockets deeper Door Kicker, good to see you, bud. If you have oil heat, order it today, Terry D. Yes, and you just brought up a very good topic there. Wintertime is coming fast, and I don't mean the Game of Thrones winter is coming crap. We know the weather is crazy right now. There's been a lot of people saying that we're going to have a very bad winter. Now, if your heat and oil is through the roof, hopefully you also have backups as far as wood burning stoves or something like that, or have the ability to start buying now, put that oil away. Hey folks, just popped up with the tanker story. Oh man, good to see you. Some say it wasn't dry land, but the deep state isn't going along with their plan. GT, very possible. I have not seen any information on that yet. Like I said, before I did this video, I did look and see if I saw anything as far as any YouTubers covering this story. I did not see anybody at the time, so I did not get that information yet. But you do raise a very good point. The refinery bombing is super fishy to me. Wants to slow production to raise prices due to global overabundance of oil. That is very interesting for sure. I do know when I first saw and heard about the refinery, I was watching Marfugal TV, I think it was Saturday night, and he played a clip. And during the explosions of the refinery in the background, you could hear automatic gunfire. That there caught my attention. He even mentioned something about that if it was drones, why was there automatic gunfire going off? So the theory was that something had rolled in and was actually attacked, other than just that. I guess if they were trying to shoot drones out, but these aren't like the little drones that you can buy at Radio Shack. I don't even know if Radio Shacks even exists anymore. So I don't know, guys. It's very strange. Don, too many of our allies depend on SA oil. Yes, you are absolutely right. Look who is used as cannon fodder. Lower income. Yeah. Save yourselves. Yes, I agree with you there. I can honestly tell you I didn't enlist during that time because he was president. I don't like the guy. Losing half his ability to refine is the largest shock to OPEC ever. The effects will be felt for a while to come. Just jumped 20%. Susan Rose, yes, I did see a report. It was like 14 earlier today. So yeah, I'm not surprised at the 20% jump now. Door Kicker, all this is staged. Yeah, very, very possible, bud. War Drum's been beaten for how long now? Over this whole situation, this whole area. Somebody wants to get something started. Who? I don't have that answer. But we can see things are heating up. JT, hey, latecomers. I was late too. Paul, every time oil prices start to go down, they pull some BS to boot. Yes, they do. Yeah. Very depressed. Let's see that back. All right, guys. So that was it. I don't want to keep a very long live stream on this. I just want to get this information out to y'all as soon as possible. because if I sat down and did a video, it takes about 2 to 2.5 hours for me to make a video. So it's just easier to go live with this information. But now, if y'all have any things you want to talk about, please feel free, and I'm more than happy to help out if I can as far as answering anything. Um, don't mean I'll have any answers though, but I'll try. Let's run the military industrial complex. Need more money. Bruise me not. How's it going? Yeah, we're just covering the oil tanker Ryland had seized, especially that there wasn't much news coverage on it today. Now, I barely heard anything on it. Oh, come on, keep it going. Oh, we can keep it going. What do y'all want to discuss? I'm here. Very curious. 8-6, John Bolton. You know what? Save yourselves. That is a very good point. I commented on somebody else about them canning Bolton. Maybe it was my live stream with Magic Prepper. The one I did on Thursday. He was talking about Bolton. It may have been then. It just seems all the stuff going on. It's kind of strange that they canned him. I don't believe in coincidences when it comes to this stuff, guys. Everything's set in motion. To think that things are coincidence as far as how this world runs is very immature in thought process. About the nicest way I can put it. Everything is figured out ahead of time. Everything's already, the cause and effect of everything's already been planned out. They ain't gonna take no chances. Yeah, definitely central banker. J2 never liked Bolton going against Big T. Yeah. See, and again, I'm not sure what was actually going on. I mean, we only get to see what gets presented to us in that department. Is there a bigger plan of events that they already had plans on this stuff, or what? Lois Young. Yes, exactly. She says fuel prices go up, so does cost of food. Absolutely, because when it comes to trucking and farming, they need fuel, and we already know food shortages. I mean, we're already expecting food going up due to not much around. So, yeah, you know what? That could also be playing in part of this too. Kay in Florida did not get notified. Just got here. Yes, Kay. I am using the StreamYard streaming service for going live. I believe that is why people don't get notifications. When I was using YouTube Studios on the YouTube to do my live, that seemed to work better. But when I'm out here in the bunker, out here in the shed, I don't get very good reception, whatever, for some reason when I use the YouTube one. It doesn't make any sense to me. It seemed like it would still be the same Wi-Fi connection. Modern Refuge. Excuse me. COP, your thoughts on preps to top off in this scenario? Well, if we're expecting fuel price gouging, I definitely recommend fuel. I do know that fuel is hard to sit there and try to store up. You know, there's a lot of dangers and things like that. We keep 2 tanks full as far as our vehicle on hand. We try to keep the car always topped off, but we always have 2 tankfuls on hand. Now, my particular vehicle only has a 13-gallon tank, so you know, but it's a small engine. It's a little 4-banger. Good on gas. But I like my V8. As always, I always push food. Food is something I always tell everyone to store up on. I have been looking at the gold and silver, just seeing how it's been fluctuating, and it has. It's been fluctuating. It's so weird. It'll jump up almost at 19 bucks on silver, then it drops down to 17 something. Now I think it's back over 18 today. I'm not saying go buy gold and silver. The only time we ever bought gold and silver, and we do purchase from time to time, is when we have extra finances that we want to put back in that for one of two reasons. One, in case of the dollar collapsing, and two, if the dollar doesn't collapse, it's a secure investment because technically it's not an investment. But I'm not going to push that because I don't think you need to go run out and buy gold and silver over this. Um, Fuel and like who was it that said about the heating oil? Was that Modern Refuge? Somebody just said that. I popped up a minute ago about heating oil. Yeah, heating oil. We got winter coming up. If the price is expected to go up, which I don't know if it will, just my thoughts on this. I believe the price of fuel is going to go up. So your heating oil, you need to get that stored up if you live in an area that needs heating oil to keep your house warm. War Child, hey bud, how's it going, man? Something is about to happen. Eyes open. Yeah, I've got that feeling. Breeze me not, they are pushing hard for war. They are. They really are. And that's what has us concerned. That's why we've done a lot of extra food and stuff like that. I mean, I've had people contact me. Well, if it happens over there, it's over there. Just like before, we're not going to experience anything here. What has, excuse me, what has me concerned is that with this particular instigator over there, where I land, their allies have been very adamant that if we get involved with them and try to do something, they're stepping in. And their military is not like it was, 40 years ago. Their military is, state of the art. We've got a great military. I'm not saying that theirs is better than us, but when you have multiple attackers on something, it's a little bit more difficult. I don't believe this is going to be just there. I believe it is going to spill out here. Just like the Russian reconnaissance planes that are flying, crossing our airspace over Alaska, testing things out. Run out there and wait till we send a strike team up there to escort them out, and they leave. Let's see the response times. Sure, we do it too. It just doesn't get reported on. But it seems like more and more of this is happening. I worry about them hitting our mainland. Missy Will, I got notified. Okay, all right. Well, then it might just be the platform then. Stilly Dan. Jules, I've been trying to spread the name of a good online bulk food source. If I may add it, yeah, I don't have any problem with that. Like I've always said, I try to get everyone to stock up at least a year's supply of canned goods, dry goods, before you start buying the expensive dehydrated, freeze dried stuff like that, because you can get more for your dollar, and it's in rotational stock. I will be working with Legacy here soon, and I'll be doing some of their uh, products here on the show because I they are I'm part of the affiliate program with them now. They accepted. I actually went to them and asked so I could check out their stuff. And like I told them, if I don't like it, I'm gonna say I don't like it. I study the word every day. We're getting there. Grocery store, Karen. The grocery store was low on stock when I was there today. North Carolina foothills, Hickory. All right, I grew up there in Hamptonville, Karen, and then I moved over to Boonville. So yeah, I know exactly where Hickory's at. Actually, I went to Star Mountain High School there for a little bit. All right, what else we got here? Food shortages and prices are due to the weather this year. I live in the Midwest, smack dab, Missouri, Mississippi, floodplains surrounding my farmland. Oh yes, we actually have a lot of farmers out there in the Midwest. They've been reporting the same thing that you're talking about. I've had a lot of pictures of their crops, a lot of their fields that they couldn't even plant this year. They only had like 40% of their normal fields, even though it was being reported that our crops are looking good. And they're letting me know, sending me pictures in. No, this is last year's photo of the same area, and this is this year's photo. Side by side comparison, they look horrible. So yeah, there's definitely going to be a food shortage. War Child, winter's going to be a rough one. Yeah, I do believe we're going to have a rough winter this year. Weather's just crazy. I mean, it really is. Always come home completely full of gas. Have a decent amount of fuel stabilizer set aside. Save yourself, sheeple. Yes, that is a very good thing too. The fuel stabilizer. I keep forgetting to mention that, guys. What should afford a large tank to bury? Yeah, the fuel stabilizer does extend your fuel. Something you should definitely look into. Like I said, we keep ours in a rotation. We keep two tank fulls as far as our vehicle tank here at the house. So our vehicle always has three tanks of gas. We constantly rotate it. So when we just about a quarter ways from being empty, we fill it up again, and we take those tanks, get them filled, and we'll constantly rotate our stock, just like we do our pantry for our food. Bruce Minot order from LDS. LDS is actually pretty good. No, I'm not LDS either. They do have some very good prices. For me, it's propane. Modern Refuge. Yeah, propane's definitely a good thing. We got a lot of propane, but it doesn't really get cold here where we're at. We might get a couple days where it's a little chilly, but nothing like North Carolina. Definitely nothing like North Dakota. Good God. Fill up spare cars too. Unfortunately, I only have one vehicle. I don't have multiple vehicles. I know, shame on me, but it's just not in the budget. Unfamiliar, yes, yeah. Can't bury here. Florida's floating on water. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Sherry, another tanker. Yes, yes. Al Jazeera did a recent report 6 hours ago. Rylan has seized another tanker that was heading to the United Arab Emirates. They are claiming that it was. Let me get the exact word. I want to say bootlegging fuel, smuggling diesel fuel. So yes, they actually did do that. Let me pull up the report here. That way I don't misspeak, guys. I don't want to do that. Yeah, they're saying that they under suspicion of smuggling diesel fuel. They opened the hatch showing tanks full of what appeared to be fuel. News report said 250,000 liters, 66,000 gallons of diesel was on board. Um, they arrested the 11 crew members. They did not provide any details regarding where the ship was from or the nationality of those in custody. So yeah, they have seized another tanker over there in the Strait of Hormuz, and it was Rylan. They're actually admitting they done it. Propane is one thing I'm fortunate enough to have. Two large tanks, not to mention small propane tanks that fit camping stoves, etc. Yeah, we definitely put a lot of supplies in that. mainly for our cooking because it's just much stealthier for us to cook with propane than starting a fire. Steely Dan, not many plane farts today. Yes, I didn't even take a look at the skies today, guys. Watch out if they hit our food, it's over. Oh yeah, I mean they've already been hitting our food between the aerosol spraying, the depopulation of the bees. That was a big one, and now this weather. I keep on hearing reports of weather modification. That we have the ability to do that. It's a possibility. I have not read any definitive proof on that. Is it plausible? Of course. I mean, they don't tell us everything. Now, that might be a tinfoil hat moment, but there's something to think about. I mean, can we do something about it? I'm afraid not. We can prepare as much as possible. We can prepare on how to learn how to grow in greenhouses using UV lighting, alternate power supply to keep those lightings going, storing up good soil now, bagging them up, sealing them up so that they are not infected by whatever's coming from the sky. A couple ideas anyway. Back to the chat here, guys. Sorry, trying to pull it up. All right. Checked out. I was looking for ready. Opposed to the back end of a cow. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Watch out. They kick. Oh. War child. They could starve us out. Yeah. That is a huge possibility. That's why it's always good to learn how to grow in your area, learn how to grow in your bug out location area. Of course, stockpiling your preps for your food pantries. Um, but yeah, I mean, it is possible to starve somebody out, of course. We keep a lot of seeds on hand. I'm always practicing down here. I tell you what, it's difficult growing stuff right here in Central Florida where I'm at. The weather is just unbearable. Um, but yeah, there are some things that do grow very well here that I found out. I have to modify how I grow them. Sometimes I can only leave them outside for like 6 hours a day and have to bring them in. It's so I'm not able to put them in the ground. I'm having to put a lot of stuff in pots. And just give me a second, guys. Oh, it's not normal for that thing to pop. So back to the chat. Trying to grow a garden. Dang squirrel, steal my food. Bruise me not. The squirrel here. I had to declare war on these suckers out here. Every time I was growing corn, I don't know if they were. I mean, it was before the corn even produced ears. They would dive from the tree onto them and want to break in the stalks. Um, they're trying to climb them all the time, stuff like that. So yeah, I had to get out the traps, and they were deadly traps, and eliminate as many squirrels as possible because they were tearing up my garden. They'd dig up stuff all the time too. There are some videos on how to make small indoor fireplaces to put on your something. Let me see if that pulls it up. On your a. I'm not quite sure where those were going. Um, yeah, the only thing about indoor fireplaces, make sure you have ventilation. Um, you do not want to deal with carbon monoxide. I've been carbon monoxide poisoned. It wasn't by fire, but it was by smoke from welding machines and stuff like that while I was welding flux core and 718 and 6 to 10 rods. Um, it can happen quick. So, and carbon monoxide is odorless, tasteless. It will start feeling sleepy. The next thing you know, you hit the ground. You don't even remember hitting the ground. You just remember waking up. So yeah, definitely be careful when trying to do that. Definitely ventilation is a huge thing. Tabletop fireplaces for when SHTF search up. Okay, all right, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. When I try texting with my phone, it comes up all kind of weird stuff. The auto spell, auto correct, or whatever it wants to do. It sometimes just does it itself. So I want to steal. I need to build a steal. Yeah, for water desolation made one for camping. I am still in the process of making one of these. My last one, my last attempt was no good. The copper tubing I was using was corroded. It come out nasty. It just didn't come out very well. Got a couple other things drawn up on how to make a nicer one, but I haven't gotten to it yet. Being in an apartment is going to suck. Well, Jules, my advice: continue to prep. Start making plans on two different things. One, bug out if necessary. At least have a plan. I'm not saying you have to go bug out. At least have a plan on where you can go. Two, I would start reaching out carefully though on building a prepping community near you so you always have backup. Because being in an apartment, yeah, it can be rough, especially in the city and stuff. But now I know plenty of city people that are preppers and they plan on drawing together, strength in numbers. But be careful how you approach people on prepping ideas and stuff like that because you don't want to give the wrong information out to the wrong person. But I am very big on working with community for prepping. Um, I really support it a lot. I'm not saying you can't do it as lone wolf. I'm just saying it's going to be a lot tougher. All right, what else we've got here, guys? Fringe, I just now saw your chat there. Just came in. Where was this tanker seized? It was seized in the Strait of Hormuz. Al Jazeera covered it. Ryland is taking claim on seizing this tanker. It had 66,000 gallons of diesel. Ryland is saying that they were smuggling diesel, but they did not give out any information on where the tanker was coming from or the uh, any information on the 11 crewmen, and ethnicity or anything like that as far as where country or anything like that they were from. So they're being tight-lipped on that one. Also, we're discussing that ABC News was claiming that the attack on the refinery, the administration was saying that it was a result of Ryland shooting 12 cruise missiles and launching 20 drones from their territory. So there's a lot of speculation on what's true and what's not, but that was the latest I had gotten on that one. Rattlesnake tastes like chicken. I don't think it tastes like chicken. I mean, it tastes pretty good to me, but I guess the texture maybe. The texture's probably about like chicken. Depends on how you cook it. Cook it on an open fire, it gets a little tough. We got Prescott Caliber Club in the house today. And I am trying to keep up your comments, guys. Let me see here. I'm scrolling. I know I'm behind. War Child in Oregon, we're getting into winter. Yeah, And I did see a thing 2, 3 days ago. Idaho, Wyoming had just gotten their first snow. Usually, when I was in North Dakota, we got snow right before Halloween, so it was a little early. It's seemed like it is a couple weeks early for them too. All right, we're up there. Also made a wood pacifier. D-Mark, are you referring to the gasifier? If so, I have never built one of these. I would love to get some plans on how to build one of these. I think it would be a good idea. Terry D, $2.69 a gallon for heating oil. Now, when I was out in Oregon, we had heating oil for the two-story house I had. Um, well, I had a basement too, so that's why I was called a three-story. Two-story house. It was an old one. It was built early 1900s. That's the one that caught fire. But instead of buying the other regular heating oil, now don't do this because you get caught. You're going to get fined. We always used farm the uh, the oil provided for the farm. It's farm diesel. It dyed red. We used it. It burned just fine. But don't get caught doing that. You will get fined for it. So the taxes on that's cheaper for farmers than normal people. 260 regular gas here. Propane only 85 cents a pound now. Get the recipe for squirrel. Oh, I got plenty of recipe for squirrel. That's for sure. Ready and awake, eat the squirrel. Well, if I'm out in the woods, away from a city, I would definitely agree with that. Some of the stuff I've seen these squirrel eat around here, I'm not about to touch them. It's kind of like eating a duck from the city park. Mm-mm. No, thank you. But only a few minutes in chat. Pick up little man. Bubba, listen, just smarting off on you. And another comment thread. Okay, no problem, Prescott Caliber Club. Don't worry, I got your telephone number. All right, bud. I'll catch you later. All right. Just started to get material for hydroponic growing. We'll see how that goes through Jack's camera. That is another thing I want to learn. I watched a lot of videos and read I don't know how many books from our library on how to do this. I have not started yet. It is a very good idea. And I want to see if I can actually use it in Wyoming. Um, but I'm gonna have to be real careful because it gets so cold. I don't want to have fish popsicles when I go out there. So I'm gonna have to look into heating up the water, things like that, weatherizing everything. But yeah, it's definitely hydroponics is definitely a great idea. The amount of water that you use in hydroponic is so much less than regular soil farming. All right, let's see what else we got here, guys. And if I missed something, guys, definitely let me know. I'm trying to catch up. I'm scrolling through trying to catch up everyone's comments. Worries me not. I hate how squirrel tastes. Look at the little people. Well, you can always make squirrel stew, and that gets rid of the little people look. I've just eaten squirrel ever since I was a kid, so it doesn't bother me none. But I know some people do have an issue with it. Sherry, I do have a question on this. I bought a water distiller and use it now. Any chance that you have the ability to check what your wattage and amperage is on how much power that thing uses? Could you definitely let me know? It is something that we are looking into. I think it's like $67 for the one I'm looking into, but it doesn't have any power usage on the advertisement. So I want to make sure that I can use my solar to run it, um, or and also the inverter. But if it uses too many amps all at one time, then that's going to be a little bit more difficult for me. Hooray 55, welcome. And I am sorry I am late in the chat, guys. I am scrolling through trying to catch everybody. Oh man, I'm way behind. All right, let me scroll. Let me scroll down. See if Lois Young, I'm going to do the crafty method of hydroponics is more cost effective. All right, what else we got here, guys? Bent crude oil spikes the most in history after Saudi attack. 15% after drone strike. Yeah, and I did see 14 earlier, and someone else just posted that it was up to 20% now. Gas has been going up 20 cents in a day, says a lot. It's not supposed to move that quickly, even after events like this. We're supposed to have a certain supply before the price goes up. Yeah, French. When we first started the live stream, a couple people were commenting on what their fuel prices were, and many saw fuel price jump. Now, some of the locations they said they didn't see anything just yet, but there was quite a bit of people that said that did go up. It was about 20-cent jump. Let's see what else we got here. Or who shows you how makeup. I don't know. The article actually shows you how manipulated everything is because they can pump more oil, make up current shortages. Hey, French, is that the article that you posted on Discord on WV's Discord? You cater in every puddle here. Yes, yes, there is. I don't really worry about the gator as much. I worry about the water moccasins. Most of these ponds and stuff around here, yes, there's water nearby, but when you're trying to get to the water's edge, you're trucking through 15, 20 yards of muck that you're getting down into knee deep, and before you even get to the water's edge, and when you're stuck there and you jump up a big old moccasin, oh yeah, good times. I wonder if you guys will run out of alligators like up here. We'll run out of. Now, I don't think we're going to run out of alligators down here. I think there'll be enough people trying to go to the water's edge to fill up their buckets. Um, yeah, they'll be well fed, unfortunately. French, yeah, same article. Okay, all right. So I did get that. I'm sorry I did not get to read that yet, but I would definitely check it out. Sherry takes 750 watts for distiller. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for that information. So I kind of can. I like to run my numbers when I start buying new equipment and stuff to see if I need to expand on my battery banks or whatever. So yeah, definitely thank you. I bought a Zocop. Okay, All right, I'll definitely check in on that. Aggressive big black snakes jump right in the boat with you. Well, if it's not a poisonous one, I'm not too worried about it. If it's a poisonous one, I do. But with that being said, during SHTF, a bite from a non-poisonous snake is almost as deadly. The bacteria in these things' mouths will mess you up. I got bit by a black racer when I was younger, and my leg blew up. I mean, it was nasty. I had to go to the emergency room. They had to give me antibiotics and stuff. It was non-venomous, but the bacteria in his mouth did cause an infection. So yeah, that's something else to think about too. So I shouldn't say I'm just worried about venomous snakes. John, sorry I'm late. Well, Flash isn't here right now, so you get to stand in the corner. No, that corner is only for Flash. You don't have to. So yeah, guys, that is my concern on this oil tanker in the Strait of Hormuz. They're not giving the information as far as where it came from and who the 11 crewmen are. They're just confirming that it had 66,000 gallons of diesel they are claiming is smuggled diesel. Rylan is taking claim to season this, and that was on Al Jazeera today. Um, and now with the refinery strike, the more I dug into it, and when I found the ABC report that the president administration is now saying that Rylan had launched 12 cruise missiles and 20 drones from their territory to make that strike. That's what's got me really worried about us stepping in on this. I mean, they're using weaponry now that we haven't seen them use before. Prescott Caliber Club, good thing I filled up the 650 the other day. Yeah, I couldn't believe that video either, man. That's a lot of fuel. And it wasn't really, yeah, what was it, 100 some gallons? The venom is not poisonous unless you're punctured. And that's why you can suck it out like the old Boy Scout handbook. Um, yes and no to an extreme there, Sherry. I do want to touch in on that one. Yeah, I do understand what you're saying about unless you're punctured, about the venom not being poisonous, you can suck it out. Some of the old Boy Scout handbooks, though, said that you were supposed to cut a X at the injection, at the bite, and then apply suction. That's actually one of the worst things you can do because now you open up easier access for the venom to spread in your blood. Two, if you have any dental issues, as in you are missing teeth, you got a abscessed tooth, you got anything going on, an open sore in your mouth, and you go to suck venom out, you've got worse problems than that individual had. So now the venom is close to your brain, close to your heart. So yeah, keep that in mind. We usually keep I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's a yellow bee sting and venom kit. It looks like a suction cup. I mean, it looks like a syringe with a plunger in it. This thing here we keep around just for wasp stings. Okay, it draws so much of that poison out. You just put it on there, and when you inject, it looks like you're injecting yourself, but it causes negative pressure, and it'll pull that venom out on that. They also have the snake bite attachment. But now that kit will only work to a certain size snake. Okay, because some of those, the head, some of the strike pattern are pretty wide, some are narrow. So it just depends on that. So yeah, definitely before you try to suck poison out of somebody that's been bitten by a snake, check yourself. If you got an open sore in your mouth, not a good idea. Snakes everywhere, don't bother me, just don't chase me. Ooh man, crude jumped from 55 to at 675 this afternoon. It's currently trading at 62.03. It could jump from $60 and peak to 69.25 this afternoon. It's currently trading at 68.15. Right on. Prescott 115. Okay, 115 gallons. So they're so pretty though. Let you walk in their territory. Oh, you've got to be careful when sucking venom out. Your tongue, gums are extremely porous. Hit the central nervous system faster. His last resort. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that my buddy gets bit and I don't have the snake biting kit. Dude, what are you gonna do? What are we gonna do? Looks like you're gonna die. No, we keep medical kits nearby. I try to keep one in my EDC bag, keep it in the bug out bags. We got one in the vehicle bag. Um, we try to keep things on hand. But like I said, even the non-venomous snake bites, they have a lot of bacteria in their mouth, and they will cause an infection. So, from my own experience, I had to go to the hospital because my leg was changing colors. It was swelling up. It was bleeding from the swelling up, and yeah, not a good thing, guys. That's why I definitely. We don't have any of those snake bite boots, but I'm thinking about getting some as long as I'm still here in Florida. Now, Wyoming, yeah, there's rattlers and things like that. So obviously you want something like that around there. But being around here, there's all kind of little critters that seem like everything in Florida either wants to bite you, sting you, zap you, or kill you. So it's rough terrain. Oh, we hear rattlesnakes told do not suck it out, don't elevate. I have heard about the elevation thing because it's going to run faster to your heart. Ice is about the best thing to do. Tourniquet off, release it every so often just to keep blood flow going to that limb. That way you're not killing off that limb, just enough to get blood and oxygen into the affected limb, tie it back off. Ice does work good on slowing down the blood flow, but at least slowing down the venom. But yeah. Is there a way to make anti-venom at home? Brisbane, not as far as I know, that has to be run through a centrifuge and all that stuff, kind of like what they do with, maybe centrifuge ain't the right word, kind of like how they make insulin. It's a full-blown um, process. Now, I have seen people that have been bit multiple times, I mean, many times over years, that have built up a immune to it. But now during that time, they went to the hospital, got vaccines for that particular poison from whatever snake it was, and then their body naturally built an immune to it. So I don't recommend anybody just going out there and injecting themselves with snake venom and hope that they become immune to it. But I have seen that happen with people that do the snake cares, snake handlers, things like that. So I've seen that before. Mayo Clinic says no ice. I have never heard that. Um, every time I've been bit, I've they've iced me. Maybe it was just because of the swelling. Maybe that's why they iced me. But yeah, they iced me. When do y'all suppose we're going to have to bug in or out? Ready and awake? I wish I had an answer for you on that. That would be the $800 million answer. I don't know. We just try to stay involved, watch as much of the information that is presented to us, try to shift through as much as we can, and just try to be prepared. Straight from Mayo's Clinic. All right, Vlad. I definitely appreciate that information then. I don't know why they iced me up then. I've been bit by a copperhead, and I was injected with poison on that one. and I was bit by a black racer. Now, both times they did ice, and both times I was bit in the leg. Both times they iced up my leg. Um, I don't know. Maybe it was because of the swelling. I'm not really sure. I was much younger then. Last time I got bit, I was 13. Baby venomous snakes more dangerous. Yeah, yeah, they will pump everything they got in you. I tell you what, those little pygmy rattlers we had there in Panama City, those things were bad. They, they were every time I went to go work underneath my car. I clear out an area, roll the car forward, go in for a cup of coffee, whatever. By the time I come back out, there's a snake there. I just hate those little suckers. No, Vlad, I'm not disagreeing with you at all, buddy. I would think ice also, but yeah, I mean, if they are medically, if Mayo Clinic's saying that, maybe things have changed. I'm like I said, the last time I got bit by a snake was I was 13, and I was just, that's what they did when I was in the emergency room. So I don't know if that was because of the swelling or not, but yeah, if Mayo Clinic's saying don't do it, then they're doctors, not me. Bill B, treatments change. Yep, yep, yeah, that's probably exactly what it is. Oh, what else we got here, guys? All right, the pygmies are aggressive and follow you. Yeah, yeah. So far, Brisbane out here in Apopka, I haven't come across any of the pygmies, but they're probably here too. I agree with you. John, I want to advise the Army Corps of Engineer is going to flood us out again. Really? Gavin's Point Dam in South Dakota, 40 miles east of Omaha, Iowa side, Missouri River mismanagement. Yeah, yeah, you just had to deal with that not too, what, a couple months ago? Florida before, though. I have seen scorpions in Panama City. A friend of mine actually got stung on the ankle, and that surprised me because I've seen scorpions California. Most of the time, it's always been desert areas, at least high plains areas. But yeah, that was in Panama City where she got stung. Save venom for blowgun darts. Sherry, that would be an idea for a defense weapon or something like that. I wouldn't recommend for a hunting weapon. I could be wrong, but I'd feel funny about eating something that was taken down by poison. I'm worried about ingesting poison and then still being in the meat or whatever. Um, Might be possible. I really don't know. I could definitely see it used as a defense weapon or something like that. Maybe. Yeah. Dinner's almost ready. Okay, I'll be in. I'm live right now. Yeah, huh, y'all hear that? I got dinner ready. So that means I'm gonna have to cut this short pretty soon. I don't like eating cold dinner. Um, but yeah, it's something to look at. It could be a very trippy dinner. Yeah, that's my only concern there. Just like if you are going to eat a rattlesnake or anything like that, make sure when you are skinning out the rattlesnake that it has not bitten itself. I've killed a lot of snake in my time, and I've actually seen snakes get in a frenzy and actually hit themselves, okay, or they've hit another snake. So when you are scanning those out, if you see that it's been punctured, some say you can cut that section out. I say don't take a chance. All right, ingesting poison, I don't think it's a good idea. All right, guys. So yes, I do have dinner ready for me. So I'm gonna have to cut this off, guys. Again, go over the news again. Ryland has taken claim to seizing another tanker. They are saying that it was smuggling diesel fuel in the Strait of Hormuz. Um, they have captured 11 crewmen, arrested them, and ABC News was saying that the president's administration is saying that the attack on the refinery there in SA was a result of 12 cruise missiles and 20 drones that were launched from Ryland's territory. And that was on ABC. So I will get those links up for you when this thing resets. So y'all can go ahead and check those out for yourselves. All right, guys. Until next time, y'all take care, and I'll speak to y'all later.